Hi, Jason Abraham, the managing partner of Hupy and Abraham and the host of the Tell Them You Mean Business podcast. Just had the pleasure of being on Xavier's podcast. Xavier, I want to say thank you so much for having me as a guest on your podcast. And I want you to tell our viewers and our listeners about your mission and how you got started, how you named your podcast, and give us some information about that.
Well, thank you. SpearHead Conversation was created through sobriety. A year ago, I decided to put down something that blocked my potential since the age of 13. And through that, just kicking old habits and primarily focusing on this idea of bringing our city together. The idea that I love my home, and the only way to find out about my home is to speak to the very people who make home. So over the past year, with habit changes and just focusing on how to push that message, it's grown, it's gained traction, and now it's going full blown, and
it's impressive. It's amazing. Before I did this and I listened to some of your stuff, I was extremely impressed. You can hear your passion. It just exudes in the interviews and from you. How you feel about Milwaukee and having SpearHead allow the listeners to learn about some people in the city that are doing some good things and some important people. But I have to ask before I let you go, SpearHead, why SpearHead? Like, how did you come up with that name?
SpearHead is the tip of the spear. So when a spear is thrown, it pierces surfaces. And through that, I take it as, well, there are negative stereotypes about our city that we get labeled. I want to take that spear that I've named on my podcast and pierce those negative stereotypes to show that Milwaukee is a beautiful place to live in. There's so much density and history to our city that if you take the time out to actually learn about us, you'll come to love it too. And with that, SpearHead Conversations, we're on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, iHeart, and YouTube.
Awesome. Well, as a lifelong Milwaukee resident, I couldn't agree with you more. Again, I'm so grateful. It's exciting to see your passion. I know this thing's gonna continue to grow and be amazing. So Xavier, thank you so much for having me on your podcast. I had a great time, and you're doing great things for the city of Milwaukee, and we're all real proud of you.
Thank you.